Hello everyone, my name is Kelsey Sudol and I am the Research Assistant for the Lake Waramaug Task Force. In this video, I will be discussing a new monitoring project we are doing on Lake Waramaug. So, the more data that you can get, the more you'll understand what your lake is doing. They're very complex systems. Because of this, the task force has taken the leap this year into getting data loggers that we put into the lake at different depths. These mini dots take temperature and dissolved oxygen data every 10 minutes. We put three of them on a string, one at 3 meters depth, one at 6 meters depth, and one at approximately 11 meters depth. Our hope is to leave these three data loggers in and get the temperature and dissolved oxygen data for that every 10 minutes for that entire year. This does not replace the earlier sampling that we do because it's delayed up to a year before you can get this data. It's more of letting you know after the fact if anything extreme happened in your lake, like a large hurricane came through and mixed the entire lake and caused an algae bloom. You have a record of what your lake did during that event. It also lets us see and better understand where the lake stratifies, how the three layers form. So, by having these data loggers out every year, we'll be able to track the differences in how the lake stratifies every year and look for long term patterns. As our climate begins to change, we need to have better data and more frequent data to really understand the differences that is happening to our lake every year, from extreme storms to drought to high intense rain events and high wind events too. We need a better idea of how our lake responds to these different stimuli. The problem with our previous sampling is that they're just a snapshot in time, sometimes days after these events. We can get real time data at how our lake responds to these different stimuli. But again, it doesn't replace our previous samplings because we don't get the data until sometimes a year later. So, by having our regular sampling events on a monthly basis, we can know what our lake is doing at that moment and better manage it throughout the year. But these data loggers will help us manage it over a longer period of time. These are just a subset of the different sampling techniques and monitoring that we do on our lake to monitor the chemical, physical, and biological parameters throughout the year. The goal is to get as much data in order to best understand how the lake is responding and differing from year to year in order to alter our management strategies to keep Lake Waramaug as clean, clear, and swimmable as possible.